Star-Spangled Banner yet wave, o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
One, two, three.
To Pocono mountain praise we sing, that thy hallowed halls might ring, for the knowledge that will guide our lives we look to thee. On mountain top poised in majesty, nature enfolds the school that in our hearts will always be Pocono.
Please be seated. Class of 2021, welcome home. To our family members, administrators, and staff members, welcome. We are so lucky to finally be gathered in the same place once again. Today, we should feel at home seeing all of the faces we grew up with and all of the people who have supported us along the way. Thank you to everyone who has helped us reach the milestone we are celebrating today. It has been over a year since we have been together like this. The last time we were in the same place as an entire class, we were confused teenagers who were not concerned about our future plans. Some of us may still be a bit confused, but more than a year later, we are young adults about to step foot into a world full of new adventures, opportunities, and growth. Class of 2021, we must acknowledge that there are some traditions that we did not have the opportunity to experience this past year. We missed the electrifying pep rallies, our chance to reign supreme in the Battle of the Classes Tug of War Challenge, the exciting musical performances in the auditorium, the ability to experience our after-school clubs with our best friends, and the chance to bond with the entire class one more time during our senior week. But rather than focus on everything we were not able to experience, we should accept it and understand that today is not a day to focus on our losses, but to welcome and celebrate what we have gained. After so much time in solitude, we have come to many realizations about ourselves and the world around us. We now understand that the world works in strange ways, and sometimes it even feels like the world works against us. But we also understand the hardships we have faced have helped shape us as individuals. We now know who we are as people. We are able to prioritize our needs and have gained the ability to take care of ourselves and those around us. We have come to realize our strengths and interests and have figured out what we want to give back to the world. I am so proud of all of us for pushing through the challenges we have faced and becoming the people we are today. And together, as a class, we have finally made it here today to our graduation. As we celebrate this day together, please listen to what our speakers and classmates have to say. There is a lot we can learn from each other. As our fellow graduates' names are read and they cross the stage, please show them the respect they have rightfully earned. Be proud of all of the members of our graduating class as we celebrate this day together. According to author Wendy Wonder, the magic thing about home is that it feels good to leave, and it feels even better to come back. Although many of us have spent much of the past year well-rested, waking up at noon and learning in the comfort of our pajamas, it feels great to finally be back home to celebrate this day together. Even though we are leaving Pocono Mountain West High School as graduates today, our school will always be here to welcome us back with open arms. I would like to welcome everyone here today to the Pocono Mountain West High School Class of 2021 Commencement Ceremony. Class of 2021, welcome home.
Up until high school, I was under no circumstances a confident person. To this day, I am terrified to my core when I need to exude confidence, especially now while standing in front of my peers, teachers, and administrators. However, the experiences and friendships I have gained during my high school career have definitely helped me open up more, even if it was just a little bit. That is why I'm so appreciative of every person who has ever opened their heart to me, waved to me in the hallway, or literally just walked by me, even if you had no idea who I was. To give everyone a taste on how out of place I felt before high school, allow me to share some of my experiences from those dreaded middle school days. I did not feel comfortable speaking to my classmates because English was not my first language. I had to take speech classes to correct my pronunciation because no matter what I seemed to try, the letters L, R, and W would always give me trouble. Even though I was not made fun of for this, for 10-year-old Monica, it was an end-of-the-world situation. I was super reserved and probably only peeped a sentence a day. Despite that, in 6th grade, a couple of kids started talking to me for reasons that I still do not know, and my whole life took a sharp turn for the better. It all began when that very group of friends suggested, "Hey, maybe we should all join volleyball." I had only just started to become more social, so I just rode with the idea because I did not want to be left behind. Needless to say, I definitely started the sport with my fair share of mistakes and screw-ups. I spent a lot of time stripping over stray volleyballs, getting hit by the ball instead of hitting it, and falling on the floor the wrong way, which caused my knees to be constantly swollen for about 4 years of my life. So much for knee pads. Despite all of this, I made long-lasting friendships with several powerful young women who taught me to always stand up for myself. The volleyball team pushed me to be more open. They pushed me to be the best that I could be. They pushed me to accept myself more. For me, even after I left the team, my experiences with volleyball have forever shaped my character, and I'm grateful to all of my teammates. After I left volleyball, I decided to take a different approach to my extracurriculars and started to focus more on band. I became more interested in music after Mr. Mark kept constantly nagging me during basketball games and jazz band practices to join marching band. Naturally, I kept refusing him and giving him wild excuses that I would rather focus on my schoolwork. Finally, even though adding another activity made my schedule difficult, I decided to just give it a shot. After the first few weeks of practice, I was in absolute shock. The thought of marching and playing an instrument at the same time was just a strange concept to me. It takes a lot of energy out of me to just do one of the two. But as the season went on, I became more and more experienced. I grew in confidence, which was new for me. I also made new friends who I was able to open myself around more without having to hide my personality. They helped me love band even more and encouraged me to participate. They even influenced me to try out for district band that same year, and upon hours and upon hours and upon hours of practice, rehearsing my solo, I ended up failing pretty terribly at the audition. Making mistakes and struggling through them was definitely one of my major themes while trying new activities. This was mainly in band, where nothing good ever came out of my first try, but that is what made learning so much more rewarding. I conquered my fear of failure and just decided to try my best and accept whatever results came with that. I even attempted to try out for the track team after my friends encouraged me to. Unfortunately, I failed the school physical, which I never even knew was possible, but like I said before, at least I tried. Despite all of those bumps, I realized that not everything has to go perfectly, because it's not always about the results, it's about the experience. With this newfound inner motivation and a sprinkle of confidence from my time on the volleyball team and band, I became more active in other clubs such as Student Council and Tri-M Music Honor Society, as well as with volunteer work. I became more open about voicing my opinions, which was something that used to terrify me. This only happened because of my experiences in those activities. The friendships I gained throughout my journey have also made a big impact on the person I am today. Whether we met in elementary school, 7th grade algebra, school musicals, or just this year during the pandemic, I appreciate you all for shaping my high school story. Being involved has taught me how to grow as a person and has built up my character. Because of this, I met extraordinary people who I normally would not have been friends with in the classroom. Even if you did not join any sports or activities in high school, as you move forward in life, I encourage all of you to step out of your comfort zone and not be afraid to fail. Even if you are not the best at everything you set out to do, there are still lessons that you can learn. I was never the best at any of the activities I did, but the experiences I gained were more rewarding than a winning result. It is definitely okay to struggle while exploring new things, because that gives more meaning and pride to what you will achieve along the way. Also, do not be afraid to cry or laugh off your mistakes, and try not to allow people, difficult situations, or failures discourage you. Class of 2021, do not be afraid to do something just because you are not going to be the best at it. Remember, it is the only life you got, so you got to live it big time.
all sing one song of love, one song of peace, one song to make all our troubles cease.
One hymn, one theme, one hope, one dream. Imagine what tomorrow would bring if we all sing one song. If we all learn the words, just think how great the sound will be.
And since the song is in freedom's gate, one voice you'd hear. So yours, so
clear. Imagine what tomorrow would bring if we all sing one song. There's just one sun that warms our day. The same moon and stars light our way. This little ball whirling in space, it's our only home, our only place. If we all sing one song, one song of love, peace, one song to make all our troubles cease. Imagine what tomorrow would bring if we all sing one song. There's just one sun that warms our day. The same moon and stars light our way. This little ball whirling in space, it's our only home, our only place. If we all sing one song of love, one song of peace, one song to make all our troubles cease. Imagine what tomorrow would bring. Imagine what tomorrow would bring. Imagine what tomorrow would bring if we all sing one song, one song. If we all sing one song.
Good morning, fellow graduates, administrators, friends, and family. As the valedictorian, you might believe that I have had my life planned out since I was a child. You might believe that I have always known what I want to major in, where I want to go to college, and what career path I want to follow in the future. You might also think that I do not have to worry about the cost of further education because of scholarships and grants that I was awarded. However, none of this is true. I get asked a lot about my future plans and what I want to do after graduation, and my answer is always, that's a good question. Honestly, I have no clue about what I want to do or how I'm going to pay for it. I have always thought there is still time, I don't need to make a decision yet. And as this year came close to an end and deposits had to be made, I still stood by this thought. One of the best pieces of advice was given to me by my boss. We were discussing financial aid packages and scholarships that I was awarded from the colleges that I applied to. As the daughter of a teacher and a student in high academic standing, it has always been an expectation for me to go to college. It is also expected that I pay for everything myself. I told my boss that there was a lot of pressure on me to do something important because of my potential, but I was not sure if that's what I wanted. I was nervous that I was going to disappoint my family, friends, and teachers if I did not go to college. I was also worried that if I waited a year to figure out what I wanted to do, that I would be behind in my classes compared to my peers who started college immediately after high school. I was in tears after my boss made me realize that going to college right after high school was not what I wanted to do. It was what everyone wanted for me. My boss looked me in the eyes and gave me the best advice that I needed to hear. He validated my feelings and alleviated the pressure to do something important in order to please those around me. My boss told me, there is no expiration date for your potential. Making life-changing decisions can be extremely difficult and overwhelming, especially being so young with so many endless, amazing opportunities. The pressure to make the right choice is exhausting, but the right decision in everyone else's eyes is not always the best one for you. Your happiness and fulfillment in your choices is the most important factor when making a decision, whether you choose to go to college, enlist in the armed services, or join the workforce. The best thing about potential is that it is always there. It is always possible for you to go and get a degree, or change your major, or change your career path altogether. Your aptitude for art, music, math, science, and sports will still be there years down the road. The traditional route is not for everyone, including myself. Colleges and universities are not going anywhere. Take the time to find out what you are passionate about. Once you find your passion, there is no limit to what you can accomplish. Finding your true passion will inspire you to work harder to become better, not just because you have to, but because you want to. Your aptitude and ability are limitless. Many people say that high school is the best 4 years of our lives. However, our lives have not even begun yet. Our whole lives we have been told what our expectations and goals should be. Now it is time to start making expectations for ourselves. Class of 2021, I am standing before you not just as the valedictorian, but also as a student who is just as lost and unsure as many of you. You are not alone. I do not have my life planned out or put together, and you do not have to either. This is not the end, only a new beginning. We now have proof that we can achieve. Despite all of the setbacks with our education and lives within the past 2 years, we persevered and achieved something great. We made it. Fellow graduates, you have the capability. Find your passion and pursue it, regardless of the time it takes to achieve something great. There is no expiration date for your potential.
It's a fantastic morning on the mountain. Good morning and welcome to the many parents, family members, friends, board members, special guests, and educators that are able to join us this morning as we celebrate this milestone with our graduates. I want to first recognize the members of our senior class that have committed themselves to serving in the military. Will you all please rise and be recognized? We all thank you for your service. Thanks, guys. As members of the senior class, you have spent some time out of the physical school building. Some of you kept to regular schedules, got up early, and attended live sessions each day and did exceptionally well independently. Many of you spent time this year working a job or two and did your schoolwork in your off time. And some of you needed some extra encouragement. Repetitive phone calls, badgering, let's just say some honest love for Mrs. Flagger and your counselors. Regardless of which of those categories best describes you, or combination of those categories that best describes you in your year, you were championed by your West family. And as such, I want to give a shout out to members of our West High School family, including your teachers, counselors, advisors, coaches, parents, and Mrs. Flagger that worked extra hard to make certain that you were working hard to get you here this morning and able to celebrate your accomplishment. Often, we too heavily associate graduation with only our senior year of high school. The events, the excitement, the goodbyes. But it's important to reflect on the long game. This graduation ceremony today started 12 years ago when you entered school as baby Panthers. Young sparks of potential that illuminated your family's lives. Over the past 12 years, you ventured through your own individual pathways, pursuing interests, making friends, gaining knowledge, and learning skills. This last year was different, but it wasn't the defining moment of your education. If you've always been in Pocono Mountain, you've come through Clear Run, which is where I was able to meet many of you for the first time when you were in 6th grade, or Toby Hanna, and then the junior high school. And 4 years ago, you entered West as Young Panthers, which is where I had the opportunity to meet the rest of you. It was those locations where you were already demonstrating your internal light, spirit, and inner Panther, the defining qualities of who you would become. During your academic career at one or many of those locations, you have all demonstrated the abilities to adapt, grow, respond to setbacks, overcome challenges, explore new things, embrace differences, unite for just causes, and continue to move forward as flares of light blazing your own paths. After today is gone, and you continue in whatever direction you choose, I ask that you keep doing those same things. Explore what you want to explore, pursue things that interest you, don't let your challenges dim your light. Whenever setbacks arise, never give up. Keep gleaming forward. Fight for just causes. Offer a hand to those that are down, and appreciate every day, even if it's raining. Panthers, I know that your presence, energy, and excitement, using those, you can most definitely make the world around you a brighter and more positive place. Thank you. The Pocono Mountain School District Board of Education presents awards to the Valedictorian and Salutatorian of each class. This year's Valedictory Award is presented to Ms. Amber Lynn Mesha by Board President Mr. Rusty Johnson. This year's Salutatory Award is presented to Ms. Monica Buchek by Board Vice President Mr. John Coyle. Nice job. Oh, Monica. My bad. Ladies and gentlemen, Pocono Mountain Education Association Representative, Mr. Tom Brogan.
Good morning. My name is Tom Brogan, and I'm an 8th grade math teacher at the West Junior High School and president of the Pocono Mountain Education Association. I have the distinct pleasure of representing the teachers of the Pocono Mountain School District at this morning's graduation ceremony. The Pocono Mountain Education Association is the professional organization of teachers in our school district. The teachers that I represent sponsor 2 scholarships at each high school for students who have met certain academic criteria and who are enrolled in college programs that will culminate in a professional teaching certificate. These students were chosen by a committee of Pocono Mountain teachers from both East and West, elementary and secondary, who read the applications from which all identifications had been removed. These scholarships are awarded on the strengths and merits of the students who applied. The first recipient wrote in their application essay, "My goal as a future educator is to not only enhance the students' intelligence inside the classroom, but also provide them with the tools and information needed to be serviceable outside of the school environment." The second recipient wrote, "My biggest goal as a music teacher is to find and reach out to every single one of my students that share my passion for music and make sure that they get the attention they need to become successful." It gives me great pleasure to present a $2,000 PMEA scholarship to Brianna Joseph and Jace Eisler. Brianna will be pursuing a teaching certificate in middle grades preparation at Westchester University, and Jace will be pursuing a teaching certificate in music education at Bloomsburg University.
The Mattioli Scholar Award provides a scholarship for academic excellence to the class valedictorian. Pocono Mountain West High School and the Pocono Mountain School District greatly appreciates the continued generosity of the Mattioli family for our scholars and those scholars throughout Monroe County. The recipient of this year's award is Miss Amber Lynn Mesha. The Martha A. Montbelier Award, provided by the generosity of a long-term employee of the Pocono Mountain School District, provides a scholarship for academic excellence to the class Salutatorian. Our award winner this year is Miss Monica Buchek. The Donald Kramer Memorial Award is presented to two senior students who best exemplify those qualities and characteristics which Donald Kramer expressed as a way of life. The integrity to deal truthfully with all people, the humility to accept success gracefully and unselfishly, the compassion to express concern for the problems of others, the sound judgment to develop a high sense of personal values, the amiability to befriend a great diversity of people, the ability and desire to participate in interscholastic athletics and to regard the success of the team above personal achievement, the high-mindedness to exhibit good sportsmanship in both victory and defeat, the sensitivity to appreciate the beauty of effective language, and the courage to defend a conviction no matter how unpopular it may be. This year's Donald Kramer Memorial Awards are presented to Mr. Joseph Rodriguez and Miss Madison Moore. The Spirit of Pocono Mountain Scholarship are two scholarships, $1,000 scholarships, awarded to student council members who have contributed through their leadership and service to the school community. This year's recipients are Miss Haven Della Valle and Miss Presley O'Hanlon.
Class of 2021, we have always been unique. We're the class that always stuck out because we have always forged our own path. Not only were we different, but we made a difference in our community, environment, and school. The world needs people like us, people who are not afraid to be unique, creative, and forward-thinking. As we leave the Pocono Mountain West High School, I know we are prepared to meet the needs of this new, ever-changing world and bring about even greater change, because it's what we have been doing since we started high school. Even in our earlier high school days, we soared to unimaginable heights and exceeded so many expectations. Our peers in the Human Rights Club raised enough money to go to the Legacy Summit in California, where they became more involved in the Thirst Project. Those in Leo Club raised money for good causes by holding car washes. Our Creative Art Honor Society members were always using their skills to brighten the lives of others throughout our community, and even won national attention by redesigning Vans' shoes. Pep rallies were fun, even if we didn't always win the competitions, but we made up for it by being the tug-of-war champions our sophomore year. When the world suddenly changed in March of 2020, and schools all over the world shut down, the Pocono Mountain West High School class of 2021 kept being ourselves. Sure, we may have taken some time to find a way to navigate through our new environment of online school, but we soon found ways to stand out and make a difference in the world. Look at our fellow classmates, such as India Black, Isaiah Johnson, and Brianna Joseph, who alongside other concerned individuals within our area organized protests against the racial injustice in this country. Over 85% of eligible seniors in our graduating class registered to vote and actually voted in one of the biggest elections in U.S. history, thanks to the efforts of students like Ayanna Alston. What about the many petitions we've signed or started with over thousands of signatures to ensure many pieces of major legislation either got passed or blocked, ranging from transgender rights to environmental justice? We even had students who organized food bags to give to impoverished families within this county. What about the students who have already kickstarted their student businesses and organizations, like Shemaya Coles and her business, Coles Acrylics? Or what about the students and mentoring programs who have already started using their skills out in the real world, such as many of the wonderful seniors in MCTI, like Ciara Kresge and Yahir Borden-Alago? Look at the many seniors who attended awards night and proved to be scholars, athletes, artists, and leaders during a school year that was so difficult and unpredictable, winning an array of accolades and receiving many honor society awards. I would also like to take the time to personally congratulate the class of 2021 for earning the greatest number of perfect attendance awards in the history of Pocono Mountain West High School. Thank you for your dedication and attending all of your live classes every single day. The class of 2021 even enjoyed our senior prom in our own unique way. Maybe some more unique than others. Who can forget Alan Johnson's shoes that made him the tallest senior in attendance? We used our own unique skills, abilities, and style to succeed in a world that was different than it ever was before. The most important part about being yourself is not the most important part about being yourself and not sticking to the norm is its effect. Students who have started their student businesses now have the skills to become even bigger businesses in the future. Students who were in apprenticeship programs have specialized skills to use to their advantage. Students who have advocated for human rights and justice will continue to change this world. Every single one of us has gained the ability to impact this world by being ourselves. Because of our unique personalities and traits that we've been able to let shine in the past few years, I know we are going to make a difference in this world we are about to step into. Fellow classmates, the world needs us. It needs people who are themselves, people who stand out, people who keep going despite all of the craziness going on around them. People will not always appreciate you being different. Do not conform. We have always been different, and my advice to you is to remain different. Go out into this world and be authentically yourself. We've never conformed. Why start now?
Ladies and gentlemen, I present the Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Elizabeth Robison.
Seniors, please rise. President Johnson, Vice President Coyle, members of the school board, honored guests, and the class of 2021. As a commissioned officer of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, I hereby recognize the Pocono Mountain West High School class of 2021 as having met the requirements for graduation on this 12th day of June 2021, as stipulated by the Pocono Mountain School Board of Directors, and therefore having earned the right to a Pocono Mountain School District diploma. It is with great pride that I present the Pocono Mountain West class of 2021 for graduation. And here comes the sunshine. Here it comes.
We ask that everyone please rise. At this time, the class of 2021 wishes to honor the memory of Tyrone Jahil McFadden with a moment of silence. Although this member of the class of 2021 is no longer with us, he has touched our lives. At this time, Tyrone's diploma will be presented to his family by Mr. Jones, Pocono Mountain West High School principal. We invite Tyrone's family to please come forward to accept his diploma. Please be seated. And now, the members of the Pocono Mountain West High School class of 2021. Stephen Michael Alexander Adamowitz.
Laura Alcantara Morales.
Tyler Alejo.
Chanel Chantel Alexander.
Dason Allen.
Ayana Najee Laura Austin.
Jeffrey Jordan Alvarado.
Joshua Anthony Archer.
Melody Cassandra Arcos Molina.
Jeremy Jose Arenas.
Larae Tajane Ash.
Jaden Morgan Ashley Cameron.
Avianca Avion Atkins.
Brianna Marie Atkinson.
Abigail Shania Baker.
Jennifer Florence Ball.
Alexander Julius Barba.
Brielle Naya Barnhill.
Liana Tale Battle.
Jessica Boab.
Travis Monte Bennett.
India Monet Black.
Zoe C. Blake.
Dylan Charles Blows.
Elise Annette Bobbitt.
Christy Bonet.
Yahir R. Burdone Alago.
Nyla Brady Flanagan.
Avion Jalen Maurice Branch.
Carter Brandon.
Jessica Ann Brzecki.
Giovanni Briseño.
Jeremiah David Brown.
Joshua Sorellis Brown. Jasmine Alexis Bruno.
Shiloh Rose Bono.
Janaya Latte Burris.
Cooper Hayes Byrne.
Michelle Cabrera.
Victoria Elizabeth Thompson.
Hunter K. Callis. Matthew Sylvester Carey Campbell.
Daniel Charles Campos.
Ayla Marie Knutson.
Sky Lynn Carney.
Tatiana M. Carreras.
Simon Matthew Castro.
Gerson Castro Rivera.
Jennifer Alexandra Selly.
Victor M. Sapita.
Gabriel Charles Cheristal.
Tatiana Heaven Chestnut.
Quintera Amira Clark.
Janique Keeson Codrington.
Shamaya Isis Coles.
Dylan Michael Crawford.
Shane Condren.
Jashir Conover.
Dominique Asia Cook.
Charlie Adelina Cordovez.
Dylan Michael Corridor.
Mackenzie Elena Craven.
Christian Lee Crespo.
Ryan Cruz.
Christopher Raw Cyrus.
Christian Anthony Davella.
Andrew S. Davis.
Kyle K. Davis.
Brianna Renee Dawkins.
Alyssa Sarai De Jesus.
Marcus Messiah Dennis.
Thomas Anthony Dennis.
Andrew Raphael Colin Day.
Adam Diaz.
Angel Manuel Diaz.
Eric Emmanuel Donator Vasquez.
Emily Jen Dorbajai.
Amanda Douglas. Christian Moshe Drummond.
Sarah Giovanni Duclair.
James K. Dunham.
Nicole Marie Ebel.
Jace Eisler.
Lauren Marie Engel.
Constantino Valenti Enoch.
Leslie Graciela Escalante.
Shania Espida.
Destiny Marie Feliciano.
Antoinette Lucretia Flores.
Tashara Lachey Fonseca.
Angelina Kathleen Ford.
Abigail Mackenzie Fowler.
Brittany Mallory Francis.
Kalima Tahada Frazier. Amir Kayaba Fripp.
Braden Alexander Gallagher.
Damian Jeremy Garcia.
Marcus Antonio Hernandez.
Jalea Monet Ivy Gary.
JLK Hicks.
Maritza Geraldo.
Stefano D. Garcia.
Tashawn Joshua Godwin.
Jada S. Gaskin.
Gabriel Michael Goldstein.
Andre Shane Gittins.
Sicario Trayvon Goodwin.
Samuel A. Goldman.
Kylie Marie Gordon.
Sierra Inez Gonzalez.
Zakiah Octavia Green.
Matthew Siusan Gordon.
Sky Isabella Guzman.
Jerry Don Greeley.
Akeem Leon Hall.
Delana Simone Guy.
Oh my God. Kelvin Lee Harper.
Tajamir J. Hale. Kiara Harley. Ronnie Nicole Harris.
Hubert Hejenovich.
Messiah Joel Frederick Henderson.
Craig Hines.
Diane Jalea Henry.
Anna Marie Hernandez.
Marcus Antonio Hernandez.
Joshua Brandon Hetler.
JLK Hicks.
Joel Hicks.
Donald Joseph Hillegas.
Tyrone Hodges.
Alexia Yvonne Maria Holly.
Nigela Najee Holloway.
Tierra Dolores Hudson.
Madeline Isabella Hughes.
Haley Marie Hukill.
Shamar Michael Hyatt.
Cadnis Denise Ingram.
Darlenice Eneko.
Alexia Anuziata Entrevaya. Carrie-Ann M. Jackson.
Mina James.
Alan Taj Johnson.
Tyrell Johnson.
Christopher Jones.
Leah Elizabeth Jones.
Mariah Naomi Jones.
Brianna N. Joseph.
Jadriana Malie Joseph.
Joshua A. Kalinok.
Fletcher J. Canis.
Achitu Jennifer Kareem Renee Jolly.
Dylan Thomas Keegan.
Ty Joseph Kelly.
William George Kopsaptis.
Shania Layson Gonzalez.
Starasia Marie Layson Gonzalez.
Barbara Jasmine Lassenberg.
Angelina E. Latouche John.
Raquel A. Latouche John.
Avian Carrie Levant.
Benjamin Ronald Lavoie.
Lauren Kennedy Lawrence.
Dejour Leith.
Sabrina Lynn Lee.
Ariana Lennon.
Emily Elizabeth Lesh.
Rajan Justice Lewis Jr.
Serena Leo.
Abigail Constance Libby. Kiwan Jalen Livingston. Justin Moises Lopez. Mackenzie Simone Lumchan.
Jeremy Emmanuel Lynn.
Anthony Matthew McPhee.
Vanessa Joy Magno.
Jeremiah L. Maldonado.
Daniel Manowski.
Daniel Todd Manzer.
Timera Mary Lee Mansfield.
Alexander J. Marshall.
Jason Ever Martinez.
Jasmine Monine Martinez.
Tayani Lazaria Kayla Maskell. Kativa K. McCormick.
Litzy Maria Mendez.
James Henry Mecca.
Carlos Agustin Mitchell Jr.
Angelica Mielkorek.
Brody Miller.
Samaj Nicole Miller.
Tony Rebecca Twanay Mintz-Mungen.
Moses Modest.
Juliana Nicole Mojica.
Damian Divine Montanez.
Jeremy Montez.
Jaylyn Marie Montilla.
Darren Ariana Moody.
David Hector Moore.
Jessica Marie Moore.
Madison Caitlin Moore.
Shondell Moore.
Isabella Brianna Morales. Tyler Stephen Moy.
Jessica Nia Monroe.
Kaylee Seneca Alicia Murphy.
Anaya Nicole Murray.
Nancy A. Nabawi.
Daniel Navario Zentina.
Remy James Nazario.
Edward Negron.
Sean Alexander Nemours.
Joseph Juan Nieves.
Kuba Jasik Neveroski. Sam Gassan O'Day.
Zeta Aforiata.
Stephen John Olazarowitz.
Logan W. Ohm.
Patricia Athena Orengo.
Justin Ovens Ali.
Jonathan Nathaniel Owens Jr.
Hunter Palazzo.
Angelica Danielle Panella.
Shiv Patel.
Anais Malachi Peck. Ian Nathaniel Perez.
Kiara Marie Perez.
Shalimar Ketlian Perez.
Joshua Perez Morales.
Aaliyah Janai Perry.
Aurelity Penales Abreu.
Jose Miguel Penales Abreu.
Angelis David Pinero.
Rolanda Cassandra Pollock.
Channing Palmelli.
D'Angelo Edgar Pons.
Damian Jomel Quinones.
Christopher Ramos.
David Johnny Ramos.
Nicholas Eric Ramos.
Ashlina Rampersad.
Robert Abdul Razik.
Nari N. Real.
Harold Lorenzo Reed.
Siobhan Earl Reed.
Jack Thomas Richardson.
Leyland Andriana Elsenia Yolanda Rickman.
Desiree Rivera.
Erica Victoria Rivera.
Orlando David Rivera.
Michael J. Roberts.
Jemiah Helen Robinson Upshaw.
Ruth Rochester.
Joseph Rodriguez.
Joshua Anthony Rodriguez.
Julia Callie Kizzy Rogers.
George H. Rowland.
Nicholas James Rowland.
Isaiah Roman.
Jaden Lee A. Romero.
Daniel Rosario.
Jaslyn Iris Rosario.
Tyler James Rotola.
Casper Adam Ruszewski,
Isabella Marie Salvaggio,
Nicholas Samsel,
Hannah Michelle Sanchez,
Jason Sanchez,
Justin Sandoval,
Angelina Jolie Santiago,
Jaden Isaiah Santiago,
Matthew Thomas Scardino,
Kaylin Bryn Scavello,
Keith D. Schatz,
Connor J. Schiffbauer,
Damiana Jalista Schmidt,
Anna Davina Schonerman,
Darylyn Joy Scott,
James C. Scott,
Jaquan Tyree Seymour,
Denali Reese Sharp,
Tymir Zaire Shields,
Alexis Shinholster,
Azani Kior Michelle Simmons,
Natasha A. Simpson,
Ronisha Ebony Lee Simpson,
Honor Deems Smith,
Justin A. Smith,
Jacob Adam Smith,
Quaran Akeem Smith,
Tyson Smith,
Ashley Marie Solano,
Kaylin Marie Solano,
Jaden Kareem Stanislaus,
Samantha Elaine Stevens,
Markayla Mary Stokes,
John Russell Stout,
Leah Evelise Tavares,
Tiana Taylor,
Janaya Teasley,
Rajan Marquez Terry,
Rashad Marquise Terry,
Paulina Tess, Kenton Anthony Thomas,
Tariq Thomas,
Deontay Christopher Thorne,
Joshua Tawaza Thrower Marin,
Jocelyn Amaya Thrower Marin,
Samantha Raven Tice,
David Raul Torres,
Marcus Torres,
Rosa Juliet Torres,
Gerardo Toiloy,
Elijah Manuel Trujillo,
Andre Joshua Tolik,
Ajan Andre Upshaw,
Destiny Nevada Uribe,
Valerie Van Houten,
James Richard Vanderyacht,
Erica Vargas Declet,
Marta Alejandra Vasquez,
Jeremy Joel Vasquez Linares,
Adrian Antonio Velasquez,
Haley Marie Vertillo,
Tori Lynn Vetch,
Faith L. Vick,
Makai Emmanuel Vick,
Jody Ann Waddell,
Lanasia Wadi,
Robert Francis Ward,
Anthony Thomas Warner,
Leonard Corey Warren, Haley Rose Wasser,
Joshua Daniel Paul Watson,
Christian Wellington,
Kamaya Z. Wertz,
Sincere Wheeler,
Mark David Williams,
Alexia Williamson,
Jonathan Paul Wilson,
Simone Madek Woods,
Shalay Aaliyah Woodson,
Monique Wright,
Deshaun James Shaw Unick,
Victoria Isabella Zierfoss.
and now, the final members of the class of 2021. Class Salutatorian, Monica Buchek. Class Valedictorian, Amber Lynn Mesha. Senior Class Representatives, Kayla Margaret Kramer, Isaiah Elliott Johnson, Sierra Lynn Kresge, Student Council Vice President, Haven Faith Della Valle. Student Council President, Presley Ann O'Hanlon.
And finally, the last member of the Pocono Mountain West High School class of 2021, Senior Class President, Evan August James Moore. Ooh.
Dr. Robison. It is my honor to present to you the Pocono Mountain West High School class of 2021.
I close my eyes and I can see a world that's waiting up for me that I call my own. Through the dark, through the door, through where no one's been before, but it feels like home. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say I've lost my mind. I don't care, so call me crazy. We can live in a world that we design. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. Oh, a million dreams for the world we're gonna make. There's a house we can build. Every room inside is filled with things from far away. Special things I compile, each one there to make you smile on a rainy day. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say we've lost our minds.